So I am making my Chipotle Spiced Pecans with Rosemary. I love this recipe. I use it in a lot of different things. Right now I'm going to make them for some trail mix that I want to give away as gifts for the new year for my friends. So I'm going to make a lot of them. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you guys the recipe, but I'm also going to show you some of my favorite things that I use all the time. So when I decided to update some things in my kitchen, I was thinking, you know what, I really need some stainless steel pots and pans. But then when I became a consultant and started seeing all the other stuff, I started to upgrade other things too. And I'll talk about why. So this is the glass bowls. This is the small bowl. And right now I have in here, I'm doubling the recipe, but this is my egg white and my water that I'm going to use as the wash. And what I love about this is between the glass bowls and the strainers, especially from a storage perspective, I can stack all of these and store them really well, right? They stack, they store, they layer. And when I'm using a strainer with a bowl, it's nice that they fit together. So I basically got rid of all my other strainers and glass bowls because these fit and store so well together. And so this is my egg white and my water. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whisk that together. And again, I'm doubling this. So when I took my yolks out, I don't need the yolks for this recipe. I'm going to use my prep bowl. And because they all come with lids, I'm just going to stick this in the fridge. And I can use these in an omelet or something else. I use these prep bowls all the time. I can microwave in them, I store in them. They're great for portion control, all the things that you can do. So I love the prep bowls. So I've got my egg wash. I'm gonna sit there and wait with that. And then I measured out my spices. So I have my chipotle, pepper, salt in here. And these are great because they go up to like 4 tablespoons. So it's a 1/4 cup, right? So I can do a liquid or a measure in here, but it's really small and nice because you get recipes that say I need 4 tablespoons. So instead of measuring out 4 tablespoons, I can put it all in here. And then I just layered it. So I'm gonna put this into my egg wash. And now I have my rosemary, and I did this through the herb mill that I have in another thing. I love this because you don't want to skip on the rosemary. So again, I just milled it until I knew I had 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. And then I'm going to mix this all up. So this is going to be a nice thick paste that we're going to put over the pecans. So I still need to add in my sugar. So here are their liquid measure and solid measure cups. So I love again that I can kind of stack them all together. They don't have a ring, right? So I can store them. So I need my 2/3 cup of sugar. So I'm going to do that. I love that my measures have that nice angle where I can see as I'm measuring, and it's really easy to pour out of. And I love the handles, especially if you're putting them in the microwave or something. So you can do that. So I wanted you guys to see those. And what's great about the measure cups is it comes with this nice leveler. How many of us go grab a butter knife, right? So this is right here with it. And then I can make sure I'm getting the exact amount that I need. I'm just gonna dig that in there. And again, I'm doubling it. So it looks like a lot of sugar, but this is going to be 8 cups of pecans, okay? So this is gonna be that nice combination of spicy, savory, and sweet. So again, it doesn't look like it's gonna mix up that well, but once you get all this in here, it's gonna be a nice paste. So I think I need to add one more thing of water. So I'm gonna use my tablespoon. Because I forgot to double it before. So I'm gonna put in the double amount of water. And now I'm gonna have that nice paste. Smells good. And this is one of those recipes too. If you wanted it spicier, you could always add in a little cayenne. But I really like this combination. Okay, so I have that nice thing in here. And now I have my stainless steel bowls. So this is the large one, and I love that it has liters measured on this side and cups measured on this side. And this one goes up to 24 cups. And what's great about these too is you have your nice 4-pout, but these come with great lids. So if you're marinating something or you're making a salad, you can put that lid on, put it right in the fridge. And again, this comes in 3 sizes, and the strainers work in these as well. So all of them work in combination, right? So now I'm going to just pour this mixture over my pecans. My scraper so I don't miss any of it. Right, get all that goodness in there. And I could do that, but I just like to do it with my hands for these nuts, just because this stuff is so thick. And I want to make sure every single pecan is covered, because when we bake these, I want to make sure the flavor is going to be on every single one of them. And the sauce is really thick. What you don't want to do when you bake it is to have a big clump of the egg seasoning wash on your pan, because all that does is kind of bake onto the pan and not onto the nuts. And sometimes there's just a satisfaction in doing some things with your hands, right? It smells so good. So after I make the pecans, I can either serve them whole, I can stuff dates with them, which I'll show you guys later. It's great chopped and added with cranberries and dark chocolate, or some coconut and a trail mix, which is what I'm going to do later too. Or you can chop them up and put them on salads with fruit, you know, goat cheese, gorgonzola, any of those types of things. So I'll show you that later too. Okay, so it looks like I got a nice mixture. So I'm going to let that sit there for a moment. Look at all that nice rosemary goodness in there. Take my gloves off. And now I'm going to show you the other thing that I use all the time. So I am going to be using a full sheet pan for this recipe, just because I'm doubling it. But you can use the half one too. And then I want to make sure it's nice and greased. I've already pumped it, so I'm going to use my spritzer. This is extra virgin olive oil that can really do a high heat, but we're only doing this at 350. So the secret to the spritzer, right, is to make sure you have a good angle, right? Otherwise it might get a little clumpy. And so this keeps you from having all that buildup, right, from using store-bought aerosol sprays. So for your baking pans, this is not going to create that really big sticky residue that you get. All right, so I'm just going to continue to spray my pan. I'm going to spread out my nuts on the pan. I'm going to bake at 350 for, how much is it, 15 minutes. I want to make sure it doesn't burn. And then I'll show you pictures when it comes up. So you'll let it cool a little bit, not too much, and you'll scrape them off and then do what you want to do with them. But these are some of my favorite products and a great recipe. See ya.